about that from Mahesh from FlytBase team. So let's get started. And as the ritual goes, let's start with the top three news of this week. Of course, the news, like you have everything thing new coming up in every day. So the idea is to just quickly show or talk about what are the interesting AI updates that happened this week. And before we get started with the main session. So let's see what came up this week. So Windsurf Wave 6 has just come out. It just came and it has been game changing. So if you're not using Windsurf right now as an IDE to code, you're lagging behind. Now you can deploy front-end apps in seconds, and this is something which has been helping developers a lot. We at FlytBase are also leveraging that a lot, where you can deploy a single click. It takes to package and share Windsurf built apps to the public internet, to MCPs, turbo mode, and so on. So if you haven't checked it out, check out Windsurf Wave 6 and how you can leverage that to speed up your product development. Then Amazon came to the news where the Nova Act. So they had announced Nova, and now they have Nova Act, which is a step towards smarter web native AI agents. So now there is a huge wave of new browsers coming up, which is agentic browsers. So be like browser use. I came across one new tool that I'll explore and share more, but Nova Act is out, and Amazon is also getting into the game where you have an entire browser which can think for you, which can navigate pages and so on. And last but not the least is Runway Gen 4. So Runway has been, of course, creating a lot of noise in terms of generating Hollywood grade production. We of course have ChatGPT and everything coming in there, but Runway has been killing it with the next generation AI models for media generation and world consistency. There are now also movies, short movies, which are being completely made on Runway. So that's AI news this week. And now is the time to go to the main session today. So I would let Mahesh come here to explain the concept and get started with today's session. Mahesh, over to you.
Thanks, Achal. So, hello everyone. Myself Mahesh, working as a software engineer at FlytBase, to contributing to building and flight autonomy software. So let's start with today's session. Just give me a minute. I'll be presenting my screen. I hope it's visible.
Yes, we can see that much.
Cool. So today's topic, as you might have seen in the message as well, so it is Code Connoisseur, AI-powered code review agent. So let's first understand what was the problem statement that we failed to build a custom agent. So we'll be able to better understand its. So the problems that we were facing, like if you go and check in the market, there are a couple of most popular tools available like CodeRabbit, Bitto, Codiga, and a couple of others which are available as a cloud review tools, as well as some of them are available as a VS Code plugins. But they do have some limitations, and due to those limitations, we felt that we need some sort of a kind of custom agent that can review our code. So the major limitations that are listed as on our screen. So as you can see, first one was the limited customizations. So available tool in the market provide you some level of customizations, but they are kind of general. They are trained on open source database, open source repositories, and some custom databases. So it lacks to have a tailored rules that you might have built over the years in your organization. That, like, even if you say you're working on a React technology, which is a general technology, but it will have some standard rules plus the conviction that's the standard that your organization have built over the years in the product. So that can't be achieved via cloud and general tools. Another one was the integration challenges. So most of the tools are available as a PR kind of PR plugins. You can use them on cloud, or some of them are as a VS Code plugins. But you can't plug in them in multiple systems. Like one aspect is on the cloud, another might be in an agentic system. You might, like, we are building an agentic system where we wanted to plug this agent as a review agent. So we can't do that with the available market tools. Then the next limitation comes up is the context gap. So actually, okay. So the context gap. So what does it lacks is the project specific context. It can fetch your repository context, which is a limited to the file that it might be reviewing. So the project specific context, the business context, and overall your repository dependencies, that is hard to get into the context when you run something on the cloud. And the last one was the expertise and the scalability limitations. So most of the tools are trying to provide a solution which is one size fit all solution. Kind of it's a general solution, but it lacks to the tailored, as I said, the tailored requirement that you can have according to your tech stack, according to your organizational standard, and build integrating them into a unique workflows. So due to all these limitations, we felt that we need something which is custom, our own, and it has all the capabilities that we wanted. And so the Code Connoisseur bond. So actually, I'll highlight some of the features of Code Connoisseur. So here it comes. So the tailored feedback, as I said, the tailored feedback based on our code base, a complete code base, plus the business logic that the product requirement that we are building upon. Because just having a code based standard knowledge wouldn't let the LLM to decide like if some edge cases are missing, something which can hamper the architecture in the future. So those kind of decisions LLM might not be able to take just by looking at your code. So it needs business context. So that thing is included in Code Connoisseur. Another is multi-stack support, which is fine. Currently, it support MERN, and Java, Python stacks, which are commonly popular stack, and we use them heavily. Next one was the full customization. As I said, the available market tool lacks in them, but why Code Connoisseur performs here better is it understands your team's unique needs and the workflows. So it has a custom system prompt, which every team can change according to their standard that has been built over the years. Privacy and security, as it will be running locally or in your own infrastructure. So it's not something that will be running on third-party servers. And the agentic integration. So it can be seamlessly plugged into any cloud as a cloud plugin, as a plugin into the agentic system. So those are the highlighting features of Code Connoisseur. So I would like to show you the quick demo in action. So we'll be able to understand better the tool, what it is, and how it works. So just give me a minute. Okay, cool. So I'm inside our repository, one of our repositories that we are using for QA platform. And I will show you that I have a couple of files which are changed, and these are kind of big changes if I show you in a repository kind of stuff. So couple of files changed and some critical as well as some big changes. So yeah. So how this tool works now? Here the part comes. It is built to have a generalized distribution, like distribution and deployment. So it is available on an npm as a package, so you can install it. So its name is actually Code Connoisseur. So I have installed it in my system currently. So cool. And once you install it, you have to go through some setup commands to give him the environment variables, that API keys that it uses for LLMs, vector database, and a couple of other things as well. So how it works actually. So now I have a repository with some files changed. I will go through step by step. So first we need to index the code base. So it will get all the context, all the code files, and it will generate a vector embeddings from them, and it will store either in the local system or onto the cloud if you provided an API key. So currently I haven't provided an API key for the cloud storage, so it will store in my local. So to do that, you can index the code base, and it will start looking out for the files that are inside the repository. So currently I'm running it on a smaller repository, so it has around 130 files. So it will generate the embeddings for them, and it will store inside a repository, inside a directory which will be created in your repository where you are working. So it will look something like this. So it will have all the vectors, their indices, and everything stored along with the config of the repository. So now there are a couple of options available with Code Connoisseur. So it's kind of an interactive CLI tool. So where you will have all these standard options that you can expect from a CLI tool to have it. So we'll just run and review upon it. So it provides an option that you can save the review to a empty file as well. So I'll run the review and we'll explain the process, how it does the review behind the scenes. So once I started the review, it will first try to collect all the files that are in a diff. So it uses the git diff to identify those files. Once it got those files, then it will pick every file and chunk of the change inside that file. And for every chunk, it will run through a certain process to get the review of that chunk. So what does that process is, it will first do a static analysis. It does kind of an linter working. So if I'm using here TypeScript based repository, so it will run the ESLint to figure out the syntax errors and a couple of other errors that any linter tool can capture up. Then it will try to analyze dependencies by generating a dependency graph. Then it will estimate the test coverage. It will look out for how much test coverage that code has been covering up, that chunk has been covering up. Then it will try to find the dependency and the context from the code base by looking into the indexing that we have generated in the previous step. And after all these steps, it will collate the output of every step plus the system prompt, that is the custom system prompt that currently inside the repository, which you can tailor according to your tech stack. And that complete dynamic system prompt will be provided to LLM for a review. So currently here I'm using Anthropic's Cloud Sonnet 3.7 as my LLM. So, and it will do this iteratively for each chunk and all those files. So if you can see now, it's iterating over the files and it's at 5th file. So it will take a couple of minutes depending upon how big your changes and how much files are there for review. So until it reviews, we'll see a bit of architecture kind of thing. So whatever I just explained here, so we'll see a summary of it. So it will be better to keep in mind. So how it works, as I said, it is available as an CLI tool on an NPM registry. It will first index the code base. It will store the embeddings, code embeddings. Then in the review process, it will identify the diffs, does some couple of steps on each diff, like static analysis, dependency analysis, test coverage, edge case detection. And along with all these dynamic outputs, it will communicate with the LLM with the system prompt to get an output, and it will keep this in an iteration until it finishes all the reviews. So let's check whether it has completed. It's still doing. So till then you can check out. So it's available as an NPM package. It has all the documentation that you need to have it set up, as well as the options that it provides for usability. Currently it's in beta stage, so it provides the sufficient options and features that are needed currently. We are adding up upon the more options, more features, so it can become the best tool available in the market, and we are thinking of to open source it as well. So okay, cool. And if you want to look out upon the comparison of what Code Connoisseur brings up other than the code review tools in the market, so you can check out the detailed comparison on the repository itself. So you can see out the customization, workflow integration that we have discussed in the first slide. So yep. Good. The review is at the end of its stage, so we'll be able to see a detailed guide per file. So it has finished the review. It will keep that review inside terminal, as well as I said, I wanted it in an MD file, so it has saved. So we'll check out that in the repository, so to get better idea what it has done. So if you can see, it has generated the detailed review per file. So it will have the file name and the exact review. So it will cover up from the smaller to smaller thing until the business logic. There's something that which can break up the architecture going into the future, logging, the potential causes of issues that can come up, dependency injection. So we can go through it in details, but yep, it will capture all the things right from the smallest until the business logic hits up. So it will provide the detailed review. I'll show you for a one file, which is kind of an critical as well as big file. So just give me a minute. So it's a dynamic workflow file. So we are using here a temporal kind of orchestration engine, and I have made a couple of changes and refactoring inside it. So it will capture kind of type safety issues, error handling consistency issues, test coverage, as I said, functions and complexity size. It will also provide you the suggestion how you can refactor it, error handling, then consistency, the documentation missing, then it will address those types. It will provide you some suggestion to improve upon, and the code review that the senior guys were used to do, and we are now heavily using it to prevent that. So we are reducing the time to review by 80 to 90%. So getting the small things captured in the previous stage itself. So any PR that hits to our staging environments are ready to merge within a couple of hours also. So that's all about the tool. And at the end, it will ask for a review as well. So how it will ask for a feedback as well. So how a review you felt, if it has missed something. So you if you put that inside a feedback. So let's say it was a great, but we need to consider dependency analysis more. So if I put that into the review, it will capture that into another feedback kind of the storage that I showed earlier. It was like a vector storage. It will also store into that. And whenever it reviews next time, it will incorporate that inside the system prompt. So it will get better and better as it reviews more files. So yeah, that's all about the architecture and how tool works. So if you want to try out it is you available as an npm package. So you can scan the QR code and you can try out, you can give a feedback, and yep, we as an open source community can move forward and make it a better tool. So cool. Moving forward, future scope about it. I will show you the QR again back in some time. What is the future scope? So currently we have released it in beta stage. We'll be targeting an full-fledged release with a couple of more features into it, like support for more LLMs, improve upon code embeddings with the newest model that are available from Codo, which is kind of performing better than the OpenAI's embedding models. Then access to PRs from locally, then having a centralized code indexing. So each and every team member's indexes will be synced on a remote database. So all will have access to the same feedback, same code indexing, as well as integration into pre-commit hooks, PRs, and agentic system. Currently, we had it in our pre-commit hooks. So every PR that every commit that you make, it will attach and review file along with it. So beforehand asking anyone for review, so it will kind of do the review for yourself. So yep, we are open for Q&A, and yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mahesh. This is really exciting and great that it's open source as well. So we have the entire AI Hackers Collective community come and contribute there. So with that, let's open for question and answer. Maybe you can keep the QR code slide open, Mahesh. So you can still scan it and go there and save it.
Sure.
But everybody, I request you to put your questions in the chat box so we can take one by one, or raise your hands. Yeah, if we can do that. So I see Vipul has a question. Vipul, you can maybe quickly unmute and ask a question, and then you can take a question from Ashwin as well, which is in the chat.
Mahesh, basically, I wanted to know, let's say if you have integrated it in your hooks, right? Pre-commit hook, will it every time scan every file?
No, it will not scan every file. It will scan the files that are in your staging area. Currently support all the files that are changed from the Git tip, but we are pushing a fix to have it only the files that are in your staging area of Git. So those files will be only scanned for a review, but it will try to fetch the relevant context from the whole code base that has been already indexed. So it will not index every time. I just shown you for a demo. You can index the code base according like weekly or so, depending upon how fast your code base changes.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. Next question from Ashwin. Any idea how much token or dollars does this consume for each run?
Cool. So currently I reviewed around 20 to 30 kind of reviews, and it costed like for per review it was pretty less. So till now I'm using a single API. Our whole team is using a single API. So the costing is almost $5 to $6 till now in almost 20 to 30 reviews. So it's not that big, but the quality that we are getting is insanely high. So apart from what the tools that are in the market that are providing on a subscription basis, so quality or price is, yeah, it's high.
Okay, right. So like $5 for like 30 reviews, right? So that's
Yeah.
not a big deal as such. Great. Then we have Nikhil asking, how does it learn over time? Does it learn over time, Mahesh?
Okay, so as I said, so it has a feedback mechanism. Every review that it does, it store the score of like it asks the review the person who had started the review, like as a human in the loop feedback. So it stores that feedback and it does iterate on it upon when it reviews next time. So with the with more and more the review it will do, it will become better and better at it. So, yep.
Got it. Let's take a question from Ravi Kiran. Ravi, you want to quickly ask, unmute and ask a question?
Yes. So what's the model you're using underneath for code embeddings here?
So currently, as an Anthropic, I was not able to use OpenAI's embedding model. So I was currently using the simple vectorized random numbers. I had in a feature branch the use of Kodo's recently released model, code embeddings model, but currently we are on the randomized vector model because we were facing some issues with OpenAI's embedding models.
Okay. And how do you create this chunk? Like suppose like the code is like, there is a structure, right? Like they are referenced in each other and the import happens and you have a file inside you have a class inside you have a method and it is being referenced in other code. How do you index them actually? Like how do you do that?
So for indexing a particular file, it will it's not go to the nested levels currently as of now. I was trying to integrate a code map kind of thing. So that what you are asking of is the nested indexing. So that is kind of
Do
a
you use
different.
any do you use any tree sitter or something like that?
Sorry.
Do you use anything like tree sitter, anything something like that? You use anything
No,
underneath
I
that?
haven't used it yet. Yep.
Do you use?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay, I think pretty much that's about it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ravi Kiran. Then Rishikesh is asking that does it work with any kind of self-hosted LLMs or models in future?
Yep, possibly because we have made it in LLM agnostic. So currently it support in beta phases. So we started with the models that are available on the cloud. But yep, in the future it just needed that API keys and the model access. So yes, it's possible. So
Got it. Vipul is asking any plan to use some OSS alternative to Pinecone?
sorry, come again.
Oh, any plan to use some OSS alternative to Pinecone?
Yes, not in the recent future, because we are mainly focusing upon the quality that we are getting in the review instead of going to the storage of the vectors. So currently, I'm going with the Pinecone, which is kind of suggestible, commonly suggestible. So yes, in future, but right now, not right now.
Great. Karidas asks, can we have learning of the model exported to other users as well so they can carry from there instead of default model?
Not planned yet, but yeah, I can take that question. Yep.
Okay, got it. But we have multiple teammates using the same thing, right? Or how do they use?
Yeah. So as individuals in a team, as I said, like the code based indexing will be synced to a central database which is hosted on the cloud or hosted on your organizational servers. So everyone will have access to the same indexed as well as the feedback indexing database. So in a team you will have the output will be synced for everyone if you are using the hosted version of it. But if you are running it in local, so every individual will have their own version of the model.
Got it. Follow-up question to that: is there a support for a multi-repo kind of system?
I didn't get you the question about the multi-repo. Are you asking about will it run on a multiple repositories, or like how the project inside a single repository? So
Yeah, maybe Kalidas, you can unmute yourself and ask this question or type in there.
Yes, I was wondering what if our project is split into multiple repositories?
Or you can't hear you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, there's some background noise and we can't hear you.
Okay, okay, I'll just type it.
Sure, no problem. I can take a question from Soumya. Soumya said that. Raise hand.
Yeah, hi. So my question was regarding the current setup that you have, more regarding the frequency of the performance of the system on the distance of how far ahead we had done the last indexing. So basically, the indexing is currently done on a chat GPT or based model, which means it also costs. So how much is that costing?
So it's kind of an currently we are doing it on a weekly basis. So that cost is not as high as how you use an LLM while you interact with it. So it's pretty less. We are using same API key, so I don't have the exact numbers for it, but as
I mean,
you
a
can see,
ballpark figure would do because that is where the most of the code is. Someone who is writing like 1,000-page code base, how much would someone run into is an estimate that I would like to hear.
okay, sure. Currently, I don't have that number, but sure, I'll be keep posted.
Yeah, we can have that.
And how does the performance degrade, or if the indexing goes like a few weeks? Because every time we are indexing, are we indexing the entire code base, or it's just a diff that we're indexing?
Currently, we don't have the mechanism to identify diff and index it. Currently, we are completely
Which means
indexing
that every time we are indexing the entire code base.
Yes, and so that depends
So
upon
which
how
means that
fast
my
your
first question is even more important than how much is cost to index the entire code base. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Thanks for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get to that. Good.
Right. Awesome. We just have a couple of minutes left, so I can take a quick question again from Shrey. How does the feedback loop work?
Cool. So how does the feedback loop work? So whenever it completes the review, it will ask a human in the loop feedback as well. So according to the feedback that human have provided on the review, as well as the review that has been generated, so it will combine those and it will again generate an embeddings for them according to the review status. Like it will at the end, it will ask you about like it was completely accepted, partially accepted, or it's not that useful for you, and feedback in your words as well. So with that sentiment, it will store again embeddings in parallel with the code base embeddings, and whenever it goes review for the next time, it will fetch the context from code base indexing plus the feedback indexing, and it will attach to the dynamic system prompt, so it can perform better at it. So currently we are running in this feedback loop mechanism.
Okay.
Okay, so one more question. So when it is reviewing one of the git difference, right? So does it consider only that chunk, or it consider the whole code base, and then based on that it gives the review?
No. So how it works, it will pick one file and the diff chunks. So it will analyze first the diff inside that file, and if that diff can be splitted into the chunks, it will pick every chunk by chunk, and then it will start reviewing the whole process that I've shown, the analysis, the dependency graph, and all those things. So it will do chunk by chunk depending upon how big changes inside a single file.
Okay.
Got it. Last question. What if the project is spread across two repos due to ongoing code migration? To fully understand the project, one must understand both repos as services are distributed between them.
Okay, cool. So currently we don't have the support for multi repos or based on the single business context. So yep, that would be great idea to go forward and integrate. So yes.
Great. Sounds good. Thank you, Mahesh, for taking all those questions, and thank you, audience, for asking this. Again, this is something which we are just doing for the community. This is not the core business that we are in, right? And Mahesh spent some time to create this internal tool, and we want the community to get benefited. So whatever ideas you have, please scan the QR code, go to the repository, start contributing, and you can also connect with Mahesh. And we have a Slack channel on the AI Hackers Collective. Kanchi from our team have dropped the link. You can just go to the AI Hackers Collective. I'm dropping the link again. So just go there, sign up, and get to the free Slack community where we keep discussing these ideas. And you can go to a specific channel to discuss more and develop this together, because these are the tools that would be there for the future, the way we develop products. So with that, Mahesh, thank you again for taking out time. And we understand that you're quite busy with all the work and product, and taking out time to contribute to community is really fun. And I thank you, everybody. We had 100+ people joining today. And we'll see you next week with another episode on a different topic on next Thursday. So we do it every Thursday, 7:30 IST. 7:30 p.m. IST, and we also keep chatting or learning more about that on AI Hackers Collective. We are also open. I saw somebody posting, I think Ravi Kiran posting about that they have a similar tool. This community is quite open in case you want to demonstrate your AI hack or what you're building, and it's for the community. It's not for the commercial purpose. Please come reach out to me on Slack or Nitin on Slack, and we'll be happy to host one of your session and contribute to the community where you can show something which has real value. So with that, thank you so much and have a great evening, and we'll see you next week. Okay.
Thanks. Thank you all for joining.